What's up, yo? Big Cat 305 here. Today we're making chuletas, or pork chops, thin sliced pork chops, and they are gonna be super juicy, super tender, which I know a lot of you are thinking, man, I've been to restaurants before and I get them, the thin chuletas or the thin pork chops, and they come out like that. But every time I try to cook them at home, they just come out dry and not too tender. So I have a secret that I'm gonna share with you that's gonna make them super tender, super juicy every single time. So stay tuned for that. What we do here is we try to simplify the cooking process, make it easy and fun. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and ring that notification bell. Everybody, let's get cooking. All right, here we go. We've got our ingredients for our chuletas, or thin cut pork chops. And I'll cut right to the chase and give you guys the secret ingredient, and it's right there. It is the white distilled vinegar, and that is the secret, believe it or not. Just a couple tablespoons of that, marinated for like minimum 1 hour, but no more than like 4 hours, I'm thinking. Just because you want it to marinate, and that will tenderize that meat and let all the juices stay in, and that's kind of the secret ingredient, but you don't want it to taste like vinegar. So 1 to 4 hours typically, no more than 24 for sure. So that's kind of where we're at. And then chuletas, we have some pork loin, top loin chops, bone in, and I've got some leftovers from last week that I have right there bagged up. We have 9 there, and then I have a bunch more here. We have a total of 7 people tonight coming over, including us. So I like to cook 2 per person because they're pretty decent size, even though they're thin, and that's usually enough. But if you want to cook a couple more, that's not a bad idea either. So from right to left, we've got some adobo seasoning. We've got our sofrito, which is homemade. It's got a bunch of herbs and spices. That's kind of like the base for the cooking. And then we're doing this Puerto Rican style. And then we have some olive oil. And then of course I already mentioned the white vinegar. We've got some sazon packets. So usually 1 packet is good for like 4 chuletas. So I'll add some more as well. And then we've got salt, pepper. We've got some garlic powder, as well as some dried oregano. And that's it. We're gonna mix all this up together, and you can either put them in Ziploc bags. I prefer, with this many, I just prefer the Tupperware, which I will do, I'll show you. And that's it. You let them marinate for, like I said, 1 to 4 hours, and you're good to go. All right, let's get cooking. All right, so here's what I did. I kind of like put 7 in the Tupperware. I'm gonna do them a batch of 7 at a time. We'll season these up with the marinade, and then we'll put the other 7 right on top and do the same thing. So this is so easy. We're gonna do ingredients first. I'm gonna start with some salt. Not too much, just a little bit, just to give them a cover. All right, a little bit of pepper. I like to do it this way. Some people like to do it all in one shot, as far as like put all the spices in one bowl and mix it all together. I find this way it gets more evenly coated, and you really kind of have enough that you actually need. Some garlic powder. Don't go too heavy on this. Nice light sprinkle like that. And then oregano. Again, light sprinkle. Like so. Then we have our adobo, all-purpose, which I love. It smells delicious. Same thing, light sprinkle. Not too much. Nice and evenly spread. And then we have our sazon. So like I said, basically 4 per packet. In this case, we have 7, so probably just use 2 packets. Just kind of spread them as even as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't matter. We're going to get in there with our hands and mix it up anyway. So there's 4, and then we'll do another 3 with these. Just like that. All right. Done with that. Now, a little bit of olive oil. Again, I would say maybe like maybe a tablespoon for each one, maybe a half a tablespoon, maybe a teaspoon, just enough to get on there. We're gonna rub this all over both sides. So, where'd the top go? I'll leave it there. And then finally, the sofrito, which is not the best looking stuff in the world, but this stuff is magic, trust me. And I almost forgot, last step, but I'll get there in a second, the whole kind of purpose of the video. So this, I'd like to do like a half a tablespoon per pork chop, something like that. Something like that, okay? And then finally, I moved the big giant jug, but this is the white vinegar, which is kind of like the secret. So just, I would say like a half a teaspoon on each one, just for measuring purposes. And that's it. And then carefully put that back. And now we get dirty. So now, one at a time, massage that into the meat a little bit, like that. Get both sides, like that. Flip it around, same, go to the next one. Get that sofrito in there, both sides. Looks good. You can see that coloring. Looks amazing from that Sazon packet. Sofrito, mix it in. I'm running a little low on sofrito, so I typically would put a little bit more than this, but that's okay. It's gonna be delicious. There we go. So this is the first 7, which are done. I'm gonna do another 7, put them right on top, and let them marinate for 1 to 4 hours. And then we'll meet you back outside on the griddle. Let's get cooking. All right, here we go. We're gonna put down a little bit of oil. Not too much, but enough to cover the entire griddle, because we are gonna load this sucker up with our pork chops. Now I've got it kind of like on a medium heat, a little bit higher than medium high, I would say, because we want to cook these relatively quick because they're so thin. We want the good sear on the outside, and we want the we don't want them overcooked, basically. 145 internal temp is the goal. Here we go. There we go. 15 chuletas down, and nice and evenly spaced, and we've had room for more if we needed them, but we're gonna go from there. Clock is ticking. All right, so you wanna let these cook for about 4 minutes aside, medium to medium high heat. Internal temp 145 is the goal here. And yeah, they smell absolutely amazing. All right, we're at about 4 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and turn. That's looking pretty good. That's looking fantastic. Oh yeah. That's the coloring you're looking for right there. A nice sear. Not sure what that is. Give you a little close up of what they're looking like after the first flip. Get yourself a good internal temp thermometer. This is 125, so we still got some time to go here. This one's getting almost done. That one's pretty much done. They're all pretty close, but I want to give them a little bit more time. That one looks like it's pretty done. Very done. All right, I'm gonna start pulling these. Whoo-wee! All right, chuletas are done. The thin pork chops are done. We're gonna give it a taste test. But first, I'm gonna give you a little close-up, see what they look like. And man, they look delicious. Keeping them warm over here. There you go. Here's a little close-up, kind of what they look like. Yeah, look at that. That looks good. So here we go. Let me give this a bite. I mean, I'm not even gonna cut it. They're so thin. I'm just going in. Cheers. Oh my God. So juicy. So tender. Oh my God. The flavor, outstanding. One more. Absolutely fantastic. Everybody, thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting, and we'll keep on cooking. Big Cat